Hello everybody, welcome to Real Talk. I'm Chris.
And I'm Olivia.
And today we're going to be talking about Spider-Man movies and what I think the ideal Spider-Man movie would be.
Oh, yeah.
But before we do that, let's give a rundown of how many Spider-Man movies we've seen. I've seen them all because I fucking love Spider-Man, one of my favorite superheroes of all time.
I've only seen 4 of the 6 existing Spider-Man movies.
Okay.
So I've seen the first Spider-Man Sam Raimi film, I've seen Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and then I've seen Spider-Man Homecoming. So, sorry, I missed the last 2.
So, I actually really did enjoy the Sam Raimi collection of movies.
Yeah.
They're not, like, the third, as much as people like to shit on the third one, I don't think it's as bad. You know?
Yeah.
Like, to be fair here, it's not good, alright? It's not good at all, but it's not, like, it's not as cringeworthy as everyone else says it is. You know what I mean?
I get that.
Well, you haven't seen the movie, so you can't really give your opinion.
Right.
Because I know everyone's like, oh, well, the dance scene is cringy. Well, fuck it. You could, like, that's one scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, people kind of tend to write off movies just based on, like, one scene alone. I can get if it's, like, a pivotal scene in the movie, but that's not pivotal.
I mean, it's not, and, I mean, to be fair here, you're doing one of my favorite story arcs, which isn't going to be done quickly, which is the symbiote arc. Which the symbiote was good at first, and it took time. You know, like, in my opinion, if there's a Spider-Man movie, alright, I think here's what you have to do. Because, I mean, we get the symbiote arc like this now.
Yeah.
Like, people shit it out because we get used to it. But the symbiote originally was not a bad thing. It came from Secret Wars, where Spider-Man got a new costume, and it originally came from that. And they didn't know what it was. And then later on, it started making him get more aggressive and stuff like that. Which is actually shown in other arcs, like in Renew Your Vows.
Yeah.
With Mary Jane. Yes, Mary Jane actually does wear the symbiote. I believe in comic book...
comic book 8 and 9.
8 and 9? Yeah, is it that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, in 8 and 9 she gets the symbiote because Peter Parker... This is becoming a Spider-Man cast. Because Peter Parker, she used the suit that was siphoning his powers. And it was, you know, the more she used, the less he could.
Yeah.
So she got a symbiote from a character. What's her name?
Liz Allen.
Yeah, Liz Allen, which
is...
We'll talk about Renew Your Vows later. Actually, Olivia's doing a review on it, so if you want to know more about it. But she got it from Liz Allen, and, you know, it was a test for some reason. And the symbiote comes back a lot. Actually, Spider-Gwen is...
Yeah, setting up for this.
Talking about it. There's a Venom verse right now. Venom has returned in his own comic books.
Which are awesome.
Yeah, I fucking love Venom. Venom's one of my favorite characters in Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, there's a Marvel... I'm more of a Marvel guy, but I'm more of the X-Men and Spider-Man kind of Marvel guy. I don't give really a shit about the Avengers. Except for, like, the Cinematic Universe movies. So for some reason, those are good. And it's funny because I watch those movies and I go, God damn, I need to read Avengers. And then I come back like...
And then you read Avengers and you're like...
God damn it! What just happened? But no, but we're not talking about that. Actually, I was going to talk about the Infinity movie because apparently there's a trailer that dropped. I didn't see it, but going back to Spider-Man, I like the Sam Raimi movies. They weren't perfect, you know.
Yeah,
they really weren't. Like everybody's like, oh well, you know, he was the best Peter Parker. He was all right. Tobey Maguire.
Realistically, yeah,
he was all right.
Okay.
Yeah, and then. The Andrew Garfield movies, everyone's like, oh, Andrew was the best Spider-Man. I'm like, but when was he Spider-Man?
No, yeah.
90% of the time he was taking off his mask, you know?
Yeah, that was an
So,
issue.
like, when was he actually Spider-Man? Like, I mean, I liked him as Spider-Man. It was cool, but the problem with these movies is we see too little of Spider-Man in both of them, you know?
Yeah,
like,
really do.
But the thing about it is Peter Parker, Spider-Man is a weird movie. It's a weird comic book series, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's superhero fused with a little bit of slice of life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like...
So, like, you have to learn how to balance it. I'm sorry if I'm cutting you off here.
It's okay. I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's like, the thing is you'll get some comics where he's mostly Spider-Man. If not, he's always Spider-Man. And then you'll get some where he's not Spider-Man at all, which is very rare.
No, they're common, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Well, because his life is very interesting. Peter Parker has a very interesting life. Like, there's a whole bunch of books where he's not Spider-Man because he's dealing with a situation, you know? And that's what I think... That's why I don't think we're ever going to get a perfect Spider-Man movie. Because I don't think we'll ever have the time to grasp these. Yeah. Every single Spider-Man movie, in my opinion, has tried this.
Yeah.
You know? We tried it. We tried the extreme of the everyday life Spider-Man.
Yeah.
In Sam Raimi, it seemed.
Yeah.
It had a lot of Spider-Man in it, but, you know.
Then we tried again.
We tried to go to the extreme, you know.
Yeah.
With the Gwen Stacy arc, you know. Because those were kind of extreme for Spider-Man.
No, they were.
And then we went to Homecoming, which isn't a bad movie. I just it's all right, you know.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna confess this here. Spider-Man: Homecoming. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's the best Spider-Man movie." I guess, you know. I guess.
I think I like Spider-Man: Homecoming, but I'll only.
No, it's cool if you love it. You can really like it. It's cool.
I know it's cool. You can't stop me. I'm just saying.
It seems like I can, because last time I remember when we came home from it, I was like fucking bitching up a storm.
You were.
And you were like, "Oh, I don't know if I like it anymore," but you know.
It's here's the thing. It's a good movie, but it's only the best because it's new right now. It's only
the best because it's dead. See, my thing is everyone's like, "Oh, I want to see a happy Spider-Man movie without death." Look, boy, I've heard that comment so many times. Spider-Man is riddled with death. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I guess this is from somebody that doesn't read Marvel comic books, because I love how everyone's like, Marvel is whimsical and shit. Do you know what Civil War is? House of M? You know?
No, yes.
Fucking, what else is there? Marvel did have a whimsical side for a while. But then again, Marvel, I can't even say that, because some of the older Marvel books dealt with some harder situations like racism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of from an outsider looking in on Marvel.
Yeah, from an outsider looking in on Marvel is this light, happy place where their heroes make jokes and, wear bright costumes and stuff. But then, on the inside, it's actually, there's some, really serious stuff. Yeah,
Tony Stark's a fucking alcoholic.
Yeah, so was Miss Marvel. There's abuse with Hank Pym and Janet.
I almost called Ray Palmer, that's a problem.
Yeah, that is a problem. Yeah, and his wife Janet. There's let's see. Oh, there was I think in 170s or comic there was they brought up pedophilia.
Yeah, Peter Parker got diddled, but
yeah,
we shouldn't laugh at that.
I'm sorry, it's just the
way
you
said it. But no, they talked
it.
about that. What else? Drugs and stuff like that's another thing that they talk about. Racism is another thing in books like Luke Cage and other stuff. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Another mental manipulation, emotional
Jessica
abuse.
Jones.
Yeah, with Jessica Jones. There's some,
I get it. Marvel is popular. It always has been.
Yeah.
But it's been popular on the superheroes have been popular, not their situations.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, so yeah, it's always really amusing to me when people are like, "Oh, I want to see a happy one." It's like,
look, see, the thing that's cool is I'm happy that they did the movie that they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Homecoming was, I think my favorite. The thing about Homecoming is I was expecting something a little bit. I guess I'm looking for something that isn't going to happen until the second movie.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a more hardcore Spider-Man. You know what I mean? I'm looking for it to be like a comic, where it's just boom, you know?
Yeah. Here's the situation. Here's what you got to do to solve it.
Well, it's not even here's what you got to do to solve it. This movie felt good. You know, it felt good, but at the same time, there wasn't Spider Sense.
I know. I'm always
it's fine. There might have been, realistically. I mean, he is young, so it could be him growing into his powers. I feel like the suit did too much.
Yeah.
What else is there? I felt like the biggest problem with this movie is it wasn't slow, but it had moments that I'm like, we could have done without this. Spider-Man is a ground superhero, all right?
Yeah.
I hated the biggest thing I hate about this movie is the plot with Tony Stark.
Okay. Yeah, the whole needing to get Tony's approval
to be the Avengers. Look, here's the reason why I didn't like it is because we didn't in a superhero movie. The thing that I want to see, the reason why I read comic books, is to see them saving somebody and fighting a big bad. You know?
No, yeah, that's why I like that opening, his first fight where he
his first fight. That was awesome. And then the other there was only 2 scenes where he did that, and then he was focused on the Vulture. Which, by the way, even in comics, the Vulture doesn't put up much of a fight because it's a guy on the ground versus a guy in the air, you know?
Yeah, it's always going to be a little bit cumbersome to fight each other. So, don't get me wrong, I love how they did the Vulture in this movie.
Oh, the Vulture was probably the best. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is that when it comes down to the movie itself, it's great.
Yeah.
But the stuff that I wish they did more of was the superhero aspect.
Yeah.
Movies seem to neglect that, alright?
No,
I don't know what it is, but movies seem to neglect that. Now, Thor, fine, whatever. Wonder Woman, fine, whatever. Because in real life, they're not actually superheroes, they're just on a superhero team.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so they work.
Yeah.
And it's and you walk away from, for the most part,
I could walk away from their movie without them saving hundreds of people and be fine. But Spider-Man, on the other hand, even in, well, I can't say Amazing, because Amazing really didn't focus on that.
Yeah, no.
Amazing didn't focus on saving. But the Sam Raimi movies, there was that. And that's what made it fun. is Peter Parker's sense of responsibility with his powers.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like the Vulture did a great job at being hidden.
Yeah.
But I wish there was, like, a fight in the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, something like that. I wish that there was a bigger landscape. I wish that New York, Spider-Man is New York, all right?
Yeah.
Spider-Man is the grounds of New York, and when you don't have him fighting in New York, we had a fight scene in Washington.
No, yeah, that was what?
But not New York.
You know what I feel like?
You said this before, I bet you I know what you're about to say, but go for it.
No, but I was going to say, I love how with, what's it called? Compared to Spider-Man, the Sony PlayStation game, or that game for, that,
the Sony PlayStation.
the Sony game, to that trailer, to what we see in Spider-Man Homecoming.
See, that's what I wanted to see, actually.
Yeah, you go through the whole city, stopping the helicopter from crashing, you do all this.
What's his name? Fuck.
Mr. Negative.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's why I don't remember his name, because it's so fucking stupid. I know his actual name, but not his alien.
No, that's funny, because I can't remember his actual name, but I always remember his super identity.
You know what's really going to be cool about that game is I hope we get to see the Negative suit.
I hope so, too.
Because that was
a thing.
It was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. No, yeah, so it's like, I just...
Also, can I be real here? I'm going to cut you off for a minute.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Homecoming, I bet you they knew that there'd be people like me, so they made fucking the game being like, it's an older Spider-Man, and the first thing I did was, oh, thank God. I'm sorry, I'm kind of sick of young Peter.
No, yeah.
Because I don't think Peter's been young for, like, almost
Peter
75 years of his career. No, yeah. Most of it has been in high school or college. He was a fucking teacher at one point.
No, yeah, Peter's whole, like, he graduated from high school, like, I think by book 100 in the early run. He was out. He was in college forever, and then he was working forever. So, yeah, I don't get why we always have to go, oh, yeah. I guess because everyone knows
everyone's like, 100 books is, like, long, but no.
It's not.
And the thing that's funny is Spider-Man has such a rogues gallery that I really thought that we could play with that more, you know.
No, yeah,
And also, the biggest problem with Homecoming for me is the lack of J. Jonah Jameson. That's been a problem in both movies, okay? I get it. You guys don't want to do it again, but dude, he's so essential.
He is.
You know,
because he's such a jerk, and he pushes Peter forward, and also so many characters are tied to Jonah.
Mm-hmm.
So many. So it's like gonna be kind of cumbersome to have to work around that. Also, because like especially now when they're coming up, they've got the Scorpion coming up. They're gonna do another Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, like I think that'd be cool, but at the same time, you know.
No, I know. I'm kind of doubtful. I don't know if they'll ever get to go through with
I hope they do.
I hope they do.
The one thing also that made me sit there is once again Spider-Man fan, or should I say Venom fan here, is that there's a moment where I'm sitting there, I'm watching this movie, and I go, fuck. Because that's Flash Thompson.
I know,
now here's the deal: is that this would be fine if Flash Thompson wasn't Secret Agent Venom.
Yeah.
I gotta look at this and go, shit, because I think it'd be cool if they got the rights to Venom and did that.
It would be.
You know.
My guess is if they're gonna.
They're not going to. I doubt it.
Yeah, they're probably gonna go with Eddie.
I think they're gonna stick. No, I don't even think they're gonna do Venom.
You don't think they are?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's just because Sony's doing a Venom movie.
Oh, yeah, so it would be really bad timing. They're going to have to, wait till the next reboot and then try to shake Sony down again for more rights.
Yeah, I think the problem with this movie is that they don't have the rights to every Spider-Man character that they really should.
Yeah, Marvel...
And the one thing that's funny is, you know that stupid Mary Jane thing?
Yeah.
I was actually expecting something different, you know?
Oh,
I was expecting this, okay? This is going to sound stupid, but... You know, it's not Gonki, but Gonki is in the movie, technically.
Yeah.
So you know what I was expecting?
What?
He's in high school. So I was expecting the final cut to be, you know, kind of like what they did in Power Rangers.
Uh-huh.
Where it's just, we have a new student here, Miles Morales, and I was expecting that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because, you know, it's funny, because here's the thing that's hilarious, is that on my way out of the theater, all right, I heard a kid going, yeah, no, we might never get the Ultimate Spider-Man, because that would require Peter Parker to die. What if... Because this would be great. What if this movie, he did? What if this is the universe where Peter Parker does die?
Oh, shit.
It's not going to happen. But I think it'd be cool.
It would be really cool.
Because that'd be an awesome movie, especially if it's a two-parter, you know?
Yeah.
It ends with the death of Peter Parker, and then goes on
with Miles'
story, and then continues it.
Yeah, even...
that's the movie that I want to see. I want to see the Ultimate Spider-Man movie... Because that'd be cool to have 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4 Spider-Man movies revolving around Peter, and then him dying in the third or fourth one. Yeah. And then the fourth movie picks up with
the aftermath and Miles.
Yeah.
I think that would be excellent. I would love to see that, but here's like the toned down version of that for those of for the executives that can't handle that idea. I think another thing that would have been acceptable would be bring Miles in and have him and Spider working together as Spider-Men, plural.
I think that'd be harder to do.
It would be. I think it would be harder, but I think that they would try.
I also don't think any fan would be accepting of that. No.
No, but I think that's all.
You know who else is a villain that I think should be in the movies?
Okay, who?
Prowler.
I would love to see Prowler.
I would love to see the Prowler.
Yeah.
Like I don't care how you do it. I think it'd be cool to have him be like the equivalent of Spider-Man.
That would be really cool. That would actually be really neat. I'm like, there's like a lot of Marvel. There's like a lot
Black
of Spider-Man.
Cat's another character
I want to see. Yeah, they keep like kind of like
well,
the last
what's funny
round.
is it seems like in the third movie, Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man 4 that was going to come out for the Sam Raimi movie. No, Sam Raimi. There was no 4. There wasn't even a 3. There was only 2 for Amazing, remember?
No, yeah, I remembered. I heard they were planning a third one, so I thought maybe you had heard they were also planning a 4th.
No.
But no, okay, yeah.
No,
Sorry.
I mean, if you want to see technical, a Sinister Six movie, which you kind of get that in Homecoming.
No, yeah, I'm glad that they're going to try for that.
But I think in Spider-Man 4 that Sam Raimi was going to do, I think it was going to introduce Carnage and Black Cat.
That would have been really cool. That would have been really, really cool. I'm going to guess that the reasons that in Spider-Man 3 flopped, that was what killed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that it flopped that killed it. It's just it took too much time.
Oh, yeah, that's
Remember?
Fair. Oh, yeah, because they only had so much time and so many...
Well, no, Sam Raimi wanted more time, and they're like, nope. And then he's like, okay, fuck it. So.
Yeah. I was going to say, I would have loved to see that. That's a bummer. But I would really like for
I don't think Sam Raimi could have done Carnage right, though.
Yeah.
They fucked up Venom hardcore.
Yeah, because what they did with Venom, correct me if I'm wrong, it kind of seemed like they were trying to give him, like, Carnage's psychosis.
No, Venom does have a psychosis.
No, I know he does. I'm just saying, I think they were trying too hard.
They just wanted they got it right. It's just...
Oh, okay.
It's just I didn't like how he was.
Okay.
It was a ridiculous-looking Venom,
Yeah. I think that would have... Yeah, I don't know if he would have been able to do Carnage right, but it's like, I really would have...
continue.
I'm really hoping to start seeing, like, characters, like, I really want to see Kraven and Chameleon, and I want to see Mysterio in a movie.
Those are
so
cool.
Bad.
Because whatever about Kraven, those guys, fuck them. I really want to see Jackal or a good Goblin. Jackal before he was a fucking, stupid was pretty cool.
No, that's fair. That is fair. I do want to... I mean, I want to
Jackal's like the equivalent of Joker in Spider-Man. I know you haven't read the Jackal, but
not enough, yeah.
But he was a good villain, actually. He was a really good villain before the Clone... Well, I mean, during the Clone Saga, before it got stupid. And also... I'm gonna talk to you here, Marvel, alright? If you're planning on doing the Clone Saga, fuck yourself. Like, I saw what you guys did with the costume, alright? That's just fucking Ben Reilly's costume right there. Like, that is literally what it is. Oh, yeah. So, don't do it.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, I will give this to Spider-Man Homecoming. They are kind of a sneeze away just for making this kid Ben Reilly, And
not really.
Well, it's like, as you pointed out to me in one of your bitch fests after the movie came out, that the use of webbing is more in line with Ben Reilly.
I get it, yeah. But what I'm trying to get at is the costume is more Ben Reilly.
Yeah, that too.
I was bringing up my bitch fit that I was afraid that they're gonna do a Clone Saga, and don't do it.
Yeah, never.
It's just
no.
I mean, it's too damn complicated.
Yeah, it's just too much.
And it's not that it's a bad idea. It's just it's too complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think unless you're willing to... But here's the problem with Marvel movies, is I have no clue how long they're planning on lasting. I just think that I think that there's going to be a point where they're done and then they're going to just reboot it. Probably. And that's why I don't think there should be a Clone Saga, because the Clone Saga, that might just end the franchise.
Yeah, no.
It might... Like, the movies might, like, not on purpose, but end at that point. Not like in we're just ending it out of the blue. Like, I mean, the movies might just end there, and then we'll have, like, Ben Reilly and not know what to do with him.
No, yeah, exactly.
So
I also gotta say, I think a big problem with, like, Spider-Man movies, have you ever noticed, like, the Marvel movies, as a generality, they're, for the most part, they're kind of shorter than a lot of, like, not shorter, they're about on par. I was just gonna say, I feel like that's the thing, is to make a really good Spider-Man movie.
I think the point you're talking about is that they don't focus on the stuff that normal movies do, is what you're trying to get at, probably.
Probably. I think that, like, yeah, I don't think they're willing to commit to making, like, a 2.5-hour Spider-Man movie to cover everything.
Didn't they do that, though?
No, I don't think so.
They
get close.
Hours.
They got close.
I thought it was 2 hours, straight up.
You know, you might be right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're getting at. Like, I think
I
think what you're trying to, like, I'm not trying to talk for you, but it sounds like you're having the same problem that I'm having, is that there's too much for Spider-Man, you know.
Yeah, like, I guess the thing is, like, Spider-Man is it's complicated, so it's a real challenge to not exposition dump, but also to cover everything you need to cover.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, what would be, let's just get to the point here. What would you want to see in a Spider-Man movie? Because what I'd like to see is it to be a little closer to the comics, but do its own liberties. Kind of like what the Ultimate did.
Yeah.
Because that's what this one did. It took liberties, and it did it really well. I just felt like it didn't. The one thing that bothers me in this whole movie is that it didn't play up that Spider-Man is the superhero of New York. It didn't play up how much of dicks New Yorkers are. Because one of my favorite parts of the comic is where it's just like, hey, you stole my wallet. And he's like, I don't even have pockets.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, like, I kind of like, I guess I liked...
Because, like, New York is, like... The thing in Spider-Man is I love how, like, because Avengers makes me question why we against the X-Men. Spider-Man makes me bring up the point that, yeah, I see why. Because New Yorkers waver back and forth for Spider-Man in the public eye. Constantly. Yeah. Sometimes they love him. Sometimes they hate him. Sometimes they just in the middle, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think what I'd like to see from a Spider-Man movie is first off, I want to see them take Peter Parker out of the whole high school thing. Let's just get rid of that part of the equation.
Maybe college.
College would be fine. I'd like to see Peter being a friendly... Like, they had the montage in Spider-Man Homecoming of him, like, patrolling around. Mm-hmm. I really would like for them to have played with that more, like, seeing him being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Like, I think Amazing Spider-Man pulled one of my favorite ones, where he has a cold and he stops
a
robbery.
Yeah, like, if you could just combine those...
Because that stuff is funny as shit, you know?
No, yeah, it's like, I think... You really just need to look back at all the Spider-Man movies.
And work on something.
Yeah, and just kind of go,
because there's, like, a perfect thing in there.
Yeah,
you know?
like, if you just somehow combine elements from all three together, you would have, like, a really magical product right there. Oh, yeah. But it's just the question of, like, which parts do you think? Because I think you need that, like, kind of average, like, I'm going to do the right thing. You need that sense of responsibility from the first movie.
Yes.
You need to integrate the fun Spider-Man, aspect from, like, 2 and Homecoming. And then you also need to keep it, like, where he's actually being Spider-Man.
Superhero and saving the day.
Yeah.
You know? Because that's what makes it hard, though, is that, like, some of the ultimatums that Spider-Man has to make.
Yeah, exactly.
Also...
What?
Spoiler alert, the ending, literally the ending with Aunt May is the dumbest fucking thing I have ever seen. Like, you know, there's two things I hate about this movie, and that is one of them because that was an actual, everyone got laughs out of it, yeah.
Yeah, it was a cheap laugh.
But that was a pivotal scene in Spider-Man.
Yeah, and it just kind of got, like, made into a joke. Because, yeah, like, Aunt May finding out that Peter's Spider-Man, that's a holy shit.
To be fair here, this isn't the same Aunt May, but... Yeah.
No, yeah, so...
I mean, it was funny, but at the same time, I think it would have been better if they didn't end it there and he actually sat and explained it.
Yeah, that would have been better.
Because, like, it's funny, but I think he would have sat there with, this is what I was doing, yada, 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 and I get, you know, whatever.
It's like, you're going to either have to pick up the next movie, like, right from that moment, or you're going to have to, like, I don't know.
Well, the next movie, you know what really is the big question, though?
What?
Is, what the hell is Infinity War going to be?
I don't know.
Because I know Spider-Man's in it, and I'm sitting there like, guys. What the fuck? Can we explain Homecoming a little bit?
Yeah, no, it's like, oh, geez, yeah, there's too many questions. There's so many questions with Infinity Wars.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that next, actually.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to go watch that trailer.
It's not findable.
It's not findable?
No.
Well, then shit.
Well, I'm just gonna have to sit and let you read Infinity. Did you ever do that?
I did do that, actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Cool.
So...
before we end it, I hope it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Infinity was good.
No, it was good.
The beginning was good, at least.
Yeah.
The building.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Well, I'll see you.
Yep. So,
see you guys.
Yeah, see you guys next time. Keep it real.
Hold on, God. Chill. Please subscribe. It's free and easy. Press the notification bell so you can keep up with these because we do upload infrequently, but that's going to be changing real soon. So we'll see you guys next time.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Oh, hold on. If you guys, we like to do, this is our daily plug. I guess we have to do one. If you guys like comic book shows, check out Comic Uno. Or check out our very own Olivia. She does a show called
Out of Ink. Come on and check it out. It's going to be fun.
What do you do?
I review comics, I talk about comics, and I talk about comic history. A lot of it. Yeah.
There we go.
It's going to be fun.
So we'll see you guys next time.
Yep. Bye, guys.